Anyways, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Boys Chat. You got Tanner and Colby here with you again. And yeah, I still like to excuse the other guys. Matt and Darren, they're still out doing their thing in New Mexico. I'm not sure when they're getting back.
I have no idea. I mean, I would assume it's got to be in the next couple weeks or so, but
Right, because let's see. School starts, college. It's the
Dixie's is like the week of the 14th or so. It's like the second week
or
in
is
August.
it the next week?
It might be the next week.
I think it's the next week because I think the schools, the local schools are then. So I think the
Maybe.
college is the following. So it's sometime in August.
Yeah.
So they'll be back
Eventually.
eventually. We'll say September maybe.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Maybe. Comment if you missed them. Comment if you don't.
Let us know anything you got for us. So
Anyways, let's jump right into today's topic. I'm a stutterer. Today's topic is ancient mysteries. Name one off the top of your head. Go.
I don't know. I'm not good with this type of stuff.
Oh,
It's
come
not,
on, dude.
It's not real history. I don't know.
Some of it is like the Lost Colony of Roanoke.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of them?
Nope.
So when I was doing some research on this, I remember hearing about the Lost Colony of Roanoke, right? It was
Mhm.
one of the original colonies back in the day
Mm-hmm.
of America,
Marca.
right? And it was before, I believe it was the first one, but it disappeared. No one knows what happened to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, let's see, it was 1587 was when they established it. So a long, long time ago, before really the 13 colonies
Yeah,
were
that
kind of like a thing.
That was well before that, and it's probably right around the time of like Jamestown.
I think it was right before Jamestown because this was in North Carolina on Roanoke Island. The first governor was John White, and after they settled it in 1857, he went back to England for supplies and help and just to kind of start building a new world, right?
Right.
And there was about 115 colonists that were still there, and a lot of it was his family, his kids, grandkids, what have you. And he gets back to England, and there was the Anglo-Spanish War that was kind of causing some complications with travel and whatnot during that time period.
Right.
And so he didn't get back to Roanoke for 3 years. And when he gets back, it's empty. There's nothing.
Did he like try and find anybody? Like search beyond like the island and like
Yeah.
look around and
Everything
nothing?
was deserted. There was nothing at all. No trace of people and whatnot. But the only clues were the words Croatan, I think. Croatoan.
Something like that.
Croton. I'm butchering this, so we'll just and then also the word crow etched into a nearby post. It's led to a lot of speculations behind what happened to these colonists. Nobody still knows. There are a couple theories behind. I'm gonna see if what would you think if you were John?
I would
and
assume
you roll
like
up.
the Indians or the Native Americans would have attacked them or something, like just as anything would like that back then, like, or there was some indigenous people on that island, and after he left and they witnessed this, they probably just tried to take it over and take back their land and take back their lifestyle, I guess. Maybe that's probably my best bet, or I don't know, some Bigfoot or something ate them all or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. I mean, that's pretty much what all the speculatory people are thinking, and that's what all the theories lead to is, the natives got mad and what have you. Either they came through and wiped them out or took them prisoners, made them slaves, or what have you.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you. But yeah, they were thinking that like the word that was carved into the posts refers to that particular Native American tribe. Again, I don't know how to say it.
It's we're too white for that.
You see it? You see right there, all caps. Croton.
Croton.
Croatoan.
Croatoan, maybe.
Croatoan?
Somebody can correct us if we're wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
we're no experts, so.
No, we're not. But yeah, some historians believe they may have assimilated into the native communities and become part of the societies because they're new to the world, or they're new to the land, and so the harsh climate, they don't know how to find food and whatnot. So maybe if you can't beat them, join them or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, it's like that one Kevin Costner movie, Dances with the Wolves. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah. So it's basically Kevin Costner's this army captain or lieutenant or something, and he has to go out to a post in like Wyoming or something. This is in 1800s during the Civil War and stuff, and he's trying to make relations with the Native Americans out there to try help establish the U.S. further west. And basically what happens is the U.S. Army doesn't hear from him for years. And then they show back up to the fort where he's supposed to be, and he's not there. And what happens is Kevin Costner joins the Native Americans and basically becomes part of their tribe.
Okay.
Marries the
Chief's daughter or something?
Chief's daughter, princess of the tribe or whatever you want to call her, whatever it is.
The Pocahontas.
Yeah.
From the Disney film.
Yeah.
What have you, I guess.
Whatever
the
it
equivalent.
Is. The equivalent of that. And marries her and kind of is having a life with her, and he sees that they're coming back, and he goes to try and stop the army from ruining their life and stuff. But it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah, it's way cool. But yeah, so run-ins with the natives is kind of what caused the colonists to disappear. Whether or not they joined them, they were killed by them, they were enslaved by them, taken prisoner by them.
I mean, you look at any of the other civilizations of what happened, like what happened at Jamestown or whatever it was. Like, there's always stuff that was going on with that. So
right. I mean, I think it's somewhat justified depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, your point of view is different.
Right. Some other things were maybe natural disasters, because being in North Carolina, you got hurricanes and whatnot, that are hitting you, and so maybe they got blown away.
Yeah, or I don't know if they get tsunamis.
I don't think so.
I don't think more tropical.
Yeah, that's more like a Pacific Ocean terror rather than Atlantic.
Yeah, because you don't really get hurricanes in the Pacific Ocean, I guess, either.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's more in the Gulf and
inlets
the East Coast.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I wonder why that is.
It's got to be something.
Is it temperature?
Temperature with the water and the air, how everything. I mean, you look at like tornadoes. Like, we don't have tornadoes out here in the West. One, because of the geography and stuff. Like,
there's nothing. Yeah.
But like, we can still get like dirt devils or dust devils, whatever you want to call them. Like, those are small tornadoes, but I'm sure it's
or like a flash flood.
Yeah. Now the question for you is, how many oceans are there, or is it one big ocean? My opinion on this is it's one big body of water, but each section is a different name. Like, technically it's different sections of it. Like, it's broken off, but it is still all connected.
Oh yeah, it is all connected. Can you name all the oceans?
Atlantic, Pacific.
That looks like a gun, my bad.
I honestly probably can't name any more than those. I know. Probably once you name them, I'll be like, oh yeah, duh.
So let's see. So there's the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Arctic, the Indian, and the Antarctic. Is there 5?
I think there's only 5 because there's 7 continents.
Right, and there's 5
oceans.
But then there's 7 seas.
I honestly don't know. Somebody can fact check us on that one, because I honestly couldn't sit here and guess at all on that one.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then other things, disease outbreak, famine, and desperation have led them to run away or
Donner
go
party.
wild, I guess. Yeah, Donner Party. But, I mean, it's still, the whole idea of the Lost Colony of Roanoke is still up for debate today. There's no, solid facts on what happened to them, and I don't think you can, it's been so many years. It's been 500 years almost. Yeah. I don't think there's really anything that they can.
There's probably not a lot of
no
evidence
footprints
left. Or
fingerprints, I guess.
Maybe there's something like you have like dinosaur tracks and stuff. Maybe there's something that's like petrified or something that you could find or there's good documentation in journals or something. I can
maybe some hieroglyphs somewhere.
Something.
But yeah, we might never know what happened to the Lost Colony of Roanoke. and that's okay with me.
I'm fine with that. Nope. NNP, not my problem.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. The Nazca lines?
Oh,
Do you know what these are?
Aren't the big, like from Indiana Jones, the big lines and the, are those something different?
I think I know what you're talking about. And I want to say yes.
They're like in South America, and you can only like see them from the sky. Yeah.
Yes.
Same thing.
So
with Indiana Jones.
It's mysterious geoglyphs found in the Nazca Desert of Peru.
Yeah, Peru.
So
yeah.
Which Indiana Jones is that? Is that
Crystal Skull?
Okay, that's
I
what I was
watched
thinking.
that yesterday. That's the only reason I know.
You seen the new one yet?
No, I want to.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either, but I heard it's got really bad reviews.
I'm not surprised. I want to go see freaking Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, dude, that one has good reviews. It's got better reviews than Barbie.
Oh, of course it does. Have you seen those things on TikTok where it's
Barbenheimer?
Yeah. Well, it's the map of like it has a scale of if it's more towards 5, then more people in your state favor Oppenheimer, and if it's the other way, it's Barbie. And if like you look at it, it's hilarious. Utah was Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
It was shocking. Like Texas was like Barbie, and like Nevada was Barbie, and I was like, well, that's a little
bigger
strange.
cities.
Yeah, that's probably more what it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, they did the Trinity test out this way.
Yeah.
In the desert, because I know they did nuclear testing out past Santa Clara.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff out here in New Mexico, Utah, Nevada,
Arizona, maybe.
Arizona a little bit. I mean, there's an atomic museum in Las Vegas you can go see, and it has a lot of history behind it, and actually talks about a lot of what happened in Utah, mostly about like the disease, like radiation poisoning and stuff that happened from that.
Right.
Anyways,
back to Peru. Let's see. So yeah, these giant geoglyphs. Oh my gosh. Let's see. They were created by the Nazca people who lived in the region between 500 BC and 500 AD. So over a 1,000-year period. And the Nazca culture was known for their advanced knowledge in engineering and agriculture. And I'm assuming it's the same people in that Indiana Jones film. And from that, it seems likely of kind of what they were.
And Joe Rogan talked about on his podcast, I don't even know how long ago it was, but like there were some protesters that went down there and like were protesting. It was big oil or something. Who knows what they were protesting, but they were basically had these giant tarp signs that they were trying to hold down. They were moving the rocks that like the geoglyphs were like written in and stuff, and like covering it up, so they were basically ruining it. But
that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sure you have your own opinions on that. Let's not open that box.
I wasn't gonna go towards
another
that
time
at all.
Another time for sure. But just not today.
I mean, opinions are like armpits. I'll do the PG version of this. Opinions are like armpits. Everybody has them and they all stink. So.
Yep. All right.
Anyways.
These lines cover an area of nearly 1,000 square kilometers. I don't know what that is. Have you ever heard of a kilometer?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. Like, what's use
that,
miles.
What's that in Eagles per...
Eagles per freedom?
Yeah, Eagles per freedom.
I'm not sure.
Mark.
But anyways, they're a bunch of different shapes, from straight lines, geometric patterns, and images of animals, birds, and humans. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Nobody knows what they are, though. Some theories suggest that they had astronomical, religious, or ceremonial significance, while others think it was just irrigation and water management systems, which doesn't make any sense on why would it be the irrigation.
Shape. Yeah.
You know, that has to be thinking about it, right? Because you can only see it from the sky.
Yeah. Well, and it's like crazy how they can get it that perfect without actually being able
to
the
pyramids.
To like see the stuff like from the sky and be like, oh, this is how this is supposed to look from up there, and not be able to like go up in a plane and then go, oh, we need to move this way so it looks better. No, like they totally did it by
and plan it out and what have you. Or it was aliens.
I'm going with aliens.
You know, it could be. Back then, they have some advanced technology that we don't know about, that there's no traces of for whatever reason. Just like the pyramids.
Yeah.
The pyramids are way too precise to be whatever. But
crazy.
But anyways, it's like if you think about it, in the way distant future, it's like, and humanity just kind of poops out, and then you get the new set of humans or whatever, and they go to Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
They see all these man-made islands that look funny. They're gonna be doing the same thing we're doing. Like, oh, what was it? It was for irrigation, or it was a worship thing, and you got like a palm tree island or whatever it is, and it's like, I wonder what it was for.
Yeah,
they're gonna be asking the same questions.
And you look how far we've, I hate to say fallen, but how far we've fallen from these great accomplishments to like, okay, what cool has been built? What has anything cool been built in the last 10 years? I mean,
10 years?
Yeah. I mean, like, there's nothing, like, granted, like, one of the tallest buildings in the world's in Dubai.
Right, the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
It is the tallest building in the world, actually.
Yeah, the tallest building. I mean, there's nothing that really rivals that or competes with it that anybody's building or trying to beat, like, at least that I know of.
Before that, it was like the Eiffel Tower was like...
Yeah, and it's really not even that big.
I mean, compared to the one in Vegas, it's a little bit bigger. It's all about perception, man.
I know. You got to look at it, man.
Yeah, come on, dude.
You know what they say about big feet, Tanner?
Yeah, big shoes.
Anywho.
But yeah, people just don't know how they did it without modern technology and with, the technology they supposedly had at the time and the tools and whatnot. It's just kind of remarkable how they created these lines and whatnot. But let's see. So some other theories are it was an astronomical calendar. It's the kind of a prevailing theory that suggests the lines function as a calendar or observatory, helping the people track celestial events like solstices, equinoxes, and the movements of stars and planets.
I would almost buy that over irrigation and stuff, just because, like, you think about like the Mayan calendar. That's wild. The Mayan calendar.
Yeah, but they said that we were gonna die in 2012.
Yeah, but
it's been 11 years.
But there's theories that like maybe we were counting dates wrong and we had calculations different from what they were thinking, so it actually could be farther or it was exactly
right.
Anyways, I'm not very scientific with that. That's not my area, so I'll stay in my lane.
Thank you. Ritual and ceremonial sites for, I don't even know.
I mean, ancient cultures are interesting in what they did,
how they worshipped, and
how they worshipped and did that type of stuff, and like how they come up with those things. And
yeah,
it's just interesting.
To honor deities or ancestors. Maybe that's why, like the humanoid or certain animals. Maybe it was their deity was some animal of some sort.
It very.
That's a popular thing, because like the Egyptians, some of their gods they'd worship in the form of an animal.
Right.
The Native Americans with the great wolf spirit, or that was rude. I apologize.
But it was funny, huh?
Or like the Thunderbird we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. That stuff.
Same idea. Just animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sends messages to the gods that, hey, look at us, we can move rocks or something. Or it could be just for art.
Yeah.
Is what they are. Or alien involvement for
E.T. man.
Whatever. So, but other than that, like, irrigation seems pretty far-fetched.
That one, out of all the ones that we kind of talked about, that one's like the bottom of the list of makes any sense, the way that they're shaped. Everything else at least has some merit.
Yeah. I'd see it almost more like a story.
Yeah.
I could see like the art thing or something for worship.
And it could be like glyphs in like a cave or whatever. Like it could just be very well just be that of this is our history and this is how we're telling it is this way.
Right.
But who knows?
Right. All right. Let's do this next one, all right? So this next one, personally, I see this one as the most popular that I know the most, not the most about, but I've heard the most outside of like school, and it's the Bermuda Triangle.
Freaky stuff has happened. Very freaky stuff.
So it's also known as the Devil's Triangle, and it's the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. So it's roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda,
Bermuda,
Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, forming a triangular region.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, it's a big talk because of all the disappearances between ships, aircraft, boats, and people over the years.
Well, I saw a thing the other day. I think it was a documentary about like finding Amelia Earhart.
Oh yeah.
And like it was like pretty convincing. Like she like survived her crash or whatever when she went down the triangle and was like living on an island or something. There's like compelling evidence of photos of her and her navigator on an island that it's like, oh, that's got to be her and him. Like,
right.
That's where they.
But I mean, the same thing with like Elvis in Cuba and Hitler in Argentina.
Yeah. Who knows?
You got your doppelgangers all over the place.
Right.
So, but
anyways,
yeah, the first high-profile disappearance occurred in 1945 when Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, vanished during a training mission. And then after that, everyone's gone.
Wait
a minute. When was Amelia Earhart? Was that after World War II?
I have no idea, actually. I don't know the timeline of that. I
feel like I should know.
I feel like I should know, too.
I'm trying to think of Night at the Museum 2, Battle of the Smithsonian, when Amy Adams plays her. And the plane that they hop in, I can't tell if it's like an older plane, from the 20s?
I feel like it was around the 40s towards the 50s, but I don't want to say that wrong.
Later.
July 2nd, 1937.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay, so pre-World War I. World War II. My apologies.
I was like, hold on, Tanner. That was close.
I know my dates.
Yeah, so that was just before World War II.
That's the first high-profile disappearance, not the U.S. Navy.
The Navy just wants to take credit for it.
Shout out to the Navy, though.
Navy was probably the one that shot her down, so they could have that.
I respect them. Anyways, so various theories have been proposed to explain the disappearances, including magnetic anomalies, anomalies.
An anemone?
Paranormal activity, methane hydrates, and navigational errors.
I almost wonder, like, with it, too, is, like, you get into that area, and the way it's set up is the poles get flipped or something because you're close enough to the equator, and it, like, screws with your compasses, and, like...
We're not that close to the equator. The equator drops down into South America. And Miami is pretty far from.
I guess
in Puerto Rico. I guess you're getting closer to the equator, but it's just the one region, though.
Yeah, I guess
it's as soon as you hit that triangle.
I guess that's true, and there could be something with the tides or Mars being in Scorpio or something, whatever astronomical
I'm just thinking
phenomenon.
Every time I hear Bermuda Triangle, I think of The Sweet Life on Deck.
Mm-hmm. When
they go into the Bermuda Triangle and it like switches everything around or something like that, because it was Zach and Cody's birthday, and when they, whatever, blow their candles out or make a wish, or whatever, they hit the triangle, and so like they flip lives or something goes crazy, and then they have to do it again, and they come out, and then the same thing happens with the International Dateline in the same show. When they cross that, lightning strikes the boat, so they're living the same day over and over again, like Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Yeah.
Like that concept hasn't been used over and over and over again. My goodness.
We got to get more creative with our...
Seriously, we're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Why do you think there's a strike right now? Sorry. It's not for that reason. They don't pay them enough because they're not creative. Sorry.
Anyways.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Or do I?
Do we ever know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
We want to sound smart.
Sometimes. Why do you think I'm reading off my notes?
Yeah, we took good notes.
Makes it seem like I'm not just blurting stuff out. I'm actually reading. So I'm learning along with you and the viewers.
I'm blurting things out that come out of my mind. So,
yep, no filter.
No filter. Oh, there is a filter, Tanner. Trust me, there's a filter.
Good. But anyways, Many disappearances are attributed to natural factors like unpredictable weather, human error, and the vastness of the ocean, and that makes rescue missions challenging because if they go down and your equipment goes out, then there's good luck.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do, and it kind of SOL at that point.
Sure out of luck.
You sure are, dude. Sure are.
We keep this podcast PG.
I try to.
Should we do a PG-13 episode where I can say heck?
Dude, that might be a little much for
darn
and darn. I mean,
and flip.
I was gonna say something else, but
thank you for keeping it PG.
I was gonna say you could make it. Never mind.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna go triple X, Colby. Gosh,
you're the one that said it, not me, dude.
Anyways, despite myths and legends, the Bermuda Triangle is not officially recognized by the U.S. Navy or any other maritime organization as exceptionally hazardous area. So even though all these crazy coincidences happen, it's not real. It's fake, just like Area 51.
Oh, I'm sure that's very fake.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones proved that wrong too.
Yeah. You're on a kick, bro. Anyways, even though a lot of people have claimed that it's bad, it's been debunked as bad, and most maritime and aviation authorities consider it no more dangerous than any other heavily traveled area of the ocean.
Which there's probably some truth to that. Everybody's always looking for a superstition, like Friday the 13th, everything goes bad, or a full moon. I mean, full moon thing's real though.
Oh yeah, when the full moon happens, I'm not saying like werewolves will come out and bite your face off,
but weirdos come out.
All the weirdos come out. Some strange stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because the moon's closer or something or whatever. It's in
or
alignment.
Venus is in.
Yeah, Venus is in rising and you're Taurus.
Yeah, who gives a
such a Pisces thing. Gosh,
I know,
gosh,
dude.
Colby.
If anybody can guess what me and Tanner's signs are, I don't know that anybody could.
It's fake.
It doesn't even matter. You're wrong anyways.
But anyway, so let's see. Yabba-dabba-doo.
Yabba-dabba-doo.
So, you know, the maritime people, they're saying it's no more dangerous. There just happens to be a lot of coincidences with it. I think that's just people like, you don't talk. It's one of those things where they don't talk about all the other across the ocean that happens in a similar spot. They just hyperfixate on this one.
If you fly over Ukraine and Russia right now, you'll get shot down. Like that's not a coincidence. I mean, that's just stuff happening. It's probably Cuba. I'm gonna blame Cuba on that one for the Bermuda Triangle. It's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Blame them for shooting everything down and making it disappear.
Cool.
It's also the Russians.
Yeah, just blame Eastern Asia.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Northeast Asia and Eastern Europe, and
just blame everybody except
blame
the U.S.
everyone else for our problems.
Exactly. That's the American way.
Maybe for the left, but yeah, but some other theories, you know, the magnetic anomalies, just with, for whatever reason, that part of the ocean is getting hit funny with the poles are getting flipped or something, and so the compasses start going every which way, then they drive themselves into who knows what all the electric devices on board kind of go haywire.
Right.
That's when you just navigate with the stars. Come on.
Yeah. Find the North Star, man.
Maui taught us how to do that. You stick your hand in the water.
Duh.
Gosh, and then if it's warm, you know, someone's peeing on you.
And that person's usually Tanner.
Yeah. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. So methane gas, which is what cow farts are made out of. Anyways.
And it's bad for the environment. And
yeah, supposedly.
Greenhouse gases and warming the earth. And
yeah, whatever. Anyways, it's suggested that these methane gases are deposits under the ocean floor that could erupt and create massive bubbles, causing ships to lose buoyancy and sink rapidly. That makes sense.
That's a valid reason.
I could see that. That makes sense.
I can get
and
behind
for whatever reason, in the Bermuda Triangle, there's more cracks or whatever. But that doesn't explain airplanes or aircraft. That would explain ships.
That would explain ships, and maybe like it's a combination of like when it comes up or whatever, and it like
and they'd have to be
the air.
Big bubbles too, because one of the disappearances was the USS Cyclops in 1918, and it was a Navy cargo ship. and it disappeared with 306 crew members on board, and it remains one of the largest losses of life in Navy history. That wasn't directly involving combat.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's a big.
That's a lot of people.
That's a massive cargo carrier.
That's huge.
You know, with a crew of over 300 people, so that methane gas bubble would have to be massive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, or it's just multiple, like,
a
good size ones that there's multiple of them, or it just.
Right, and I guess it just has to get it down just enough.
Yeah, it's just
before water gets on top and it's gone.
Like boats from 1918 or whatever.
That's true.
Compared to like, I think we're both kind of thinking of like a U.S. aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
or
it was probably like a big wood ship.
Pretty much. I mean,
but still, it's a 300-man crew.
That's still a big ship.
That's still got to be pretty big.
Yeah,
because they had ships like that in the First World War. That wasn't.
It was
like Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, it wasn't like a full-on like wood sail. Like you were starting to get into. It was really World War II when you got like the aircraft carriers and what we know today. I mean, there was the early versions of those in World War I.
Right.
But
right.
I digress. Anyways.
Yeah, other things, weather conditions. For whatever reason, something hits like crazy. Human error, I'm sure, is what
that's a big factor.
What they rack everything up to is just, oh yeah, they're just dumb humans.
Which it's most
they screwed up. And then you got the paranormal, you got your aliens invading, you got your everything else, but that lacks scientific evidence because aliens don't exist according to the scientific community.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then this one's fun: time warps and vortexes.
So time travel?
Yeah, transport objects to other dimensions or times.
Yeah, I don't buy that. That science doesn't math.
Correct. Because ice cream is blue when you bite into it, but red when you spit it out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Exactly. But anyways, no one can explain why all these people have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. I think it's one of those coincidences. There's a couple other ones like coincidences.
You let us know in the comments of what ones you guys think of.
Unless you go by Uruguay, then there are no coincidences. I was going to do his accent, but that would come across really bad.
Probably would. I thought you were trying to say Uruguay when you started.
Uruguay?
Like the country. I was like, what are you?
Uruguay, Master Uruguay.
It took me a minute to process what you said. I went, oh, wait, no, he's talking about. Come on,
Kung Fu Panda. It's phenomenal. We had this debate once. I won.
This is true.
Comment below which Kung Fu Panda is your favorite.
Try. Don't try.
Noodle. It's quit.
Oh, it's quit.
Don't quit. Don't quit. Noodle.
Quit. Don't quit. Noodles.
My time has come. There's so many memes in that movie.
I know.
Just from him. But anyways, that's all I got for today. So comment below which theory is your favorite, and if you want us to cover any other theories, let us know. And like, subscribe, click the bell. Thank you, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Adios.